Timmy, this is dedicated to you. I know you like him. Peter Townsend from the Who, okay? His interview. So I've set up this elaborate taping system and to try to get it perfect for you. Okay, I love you. Here we go.
Our next guest has sold, this is just crazy, 100 million record albums. He's a founding member of the legendary rock and roll band The Who, and he recounts his storied life and career in this acclaimed new autobiography entitled Who I Am. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program, Pete Townsend. Pete? Nice to see you. Looking at the information here, you and I both have tinnitus or tinnitus.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Tinnitus.
Tinnitus.
Yeah.
Describe for people who may not know what this is.
It's ringing in the ear that you get when you've been exposed to very loud noise, but you can get it from other things as well. It can be a congenital thing, which means that you just get it because your parents had it or whatever.
And it's something to do with the nerve, the fiber endings in your ears are vibrating.
Yeah, you
constantly?
know, right now, Dave, I don't have it badly. I have done quite a lot of New Age medicine stuff to kind of help me, and a homeopathic teacher, a homeopathic doctor helped me a lot with this, so would recommend that if you have it.
Do you remember the first time you noticed it? Because the first time I noticed I had it, it was quite alarming, because you think, oh, there's an appliance making a noise, and I walked through the house listening to anything that was plugged in, and then I realized, oh, it's something that's not plugged in. It's your head.
Well, you know, for me it started in a delightful way. I used to wake up in the morning and think, I can hear the birds singing. I've never been able to hear the birds singing. Now I can hear the birds singing. And I'm in a dungeon. And I can still hear the birds singing. It started with kind of peeps and whistles and beeps, so it was very much like birds singing. But of course it wasn't helped by the fact that, you know, when I wrote songs, I would be at home and I would wear earphones and, you know, write a really good hit song, and I'd go down and say to my wife, you know, I've written a hit. And she'd go, oh, lovely darling, I'm just bathing the children. And I'd go back up and I'd get my brandy bottle and I'd drink the bottle and put the earphones on and go, it's a hit, louder, more brandy, louder. And then to wake up the next day and wonder why I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah. Do you think your pursuit as a rock and roll singer, songwriter, performer had anything to do with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. On stage?
On stage, the Who weren't as loud as they were out front. You know, the legend has it that we were one of the loudest bands in the world out front, and people often come up and blame me for the fact that they're deaf.
Yeah.
You know, I have to be very careful to accept any liability because, you know, my insurers would bark loudly. No, the worst thing that ever happened to me was, of course, the Smothers Brothers show, where Keith Moon went into league with this guy who was a backstage guy who'd just been sacked from the show, and he was a special effects guy, and Keith said, I want my bass drum to explode when we play My Generation. And this guy said, I can do that. How big do you want it to be? And Keith went, ooh. You know, Keith's one of those guys that when he first heard, according to my friend Tom Wright, when Tom Wright explained superglue to Keith Moon went, superglue? And the next day, in his hotel room, all the furniture was stuck to the ceiling.
That's what it's for God's sake. Now that is genius.
That's what it used to be, really strong. Anyway, So this guy who's got a chip on his shoulder against whoever it was that ran the Smothers Brothers show packed this cannon with extra explosive, and it just so happened when that explosion went off, I was standing right in front of the drum, and it went off with a big bang, and I was deaf for about a month. But you know what really worried me? Is the back of my hair caught fire. And in those days, I had a good hair, and I was pretty keen on having good hair because it was what we did in those days. And it was all gone.
Yeah.
It was just gone. And you could see me on the TV show kind of going, oh, oh. And Tommy Smothers and I had agreed that I was going to smash his guitar. I was going to rip it from him and smash it up. And I was just so incoherent, but worried about my hair.
Sure.
I couldn't do it.
Forget that you were deaf. It was your hair you were concerned about. Now, when we come back, let's talk about the smashing of the guitar, and then also kind of this deal. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, yes.
Yeah, okay. Does that ring a bell? Okay. We'll be right back with Pete Townsend, everybody.